can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
We're doing this a little differently today. Normally we'd have the people who do the podcast do a couple of segments, but because we're out... Well, we're at Bermagui at the minute, and we just spoke to, on part one, spoke to Greg Evans and Craig Willis. So we're going to have a chat to Doug Hawkins. Hope he answers the phone. But just before I get him up on the phone, I just thought I'd give a couple of shout-outs. I did mention on part one to those two boys that I'm staggered at the amount of people who come up and say they listen to the podcast. They like it. They give a bit of advice. They say they don't hear enough of Sue Stanley. They make various comments about Ivan and me and Doug, and they like them all in various aspects of what they do. But I try to give shout-outs, but I said I'd specifically give a shout-out to Nathan. He's from the Arthurton Tablelands. He wrote in or he texted in, or what did he do? He came in on the pod. What do you call that thing?
He made a comment on your socials.
On Facebook.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
That's it. He said, yeah, it's going well. Where's Sue? Why doesn't she speak more? So go on, make Nathan's day. Say something.
Hi, Nathan. We love you.
Yes. Mick, Michael Christian Menswear, he's sent a whole screed of people, which I didn't mention last week, but I'll get to them. We've got Wayne Wilder and Karen. Wayne and Karen from Devonport. I was at a function there. Walker and Karen. Wayne asked me 4 times, could I remember his name? I remembered Karen's name, but I've written Wayne's name, so hello to him. Jackie, so Josie, I go to the Qantas check-in, and I've got not sure how to check in, you would understand that too. I tried to download my boarding pass on my phone, and I reckon I downloaded it 23 times. And she said, how many times are you flying today, Sam? So Josie helped me through getting my boarding pass onto my phone, and she is a check-in girl, woman, person. Josie, so a good shout out to Josie, and then we had. I'm just giving a shout out to. These are from michaelchristianmenswear.com. Neil Eglinton from O'Sullivan Beach. We're shouting out to him. Chris Wright from Damum, Damum. Damum.
Do you know where that is?
I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
Yeah, in fact, I reckon Mick misspelt that on the text. Damn. Jeff Tolson from Banksia Grove. And
obviously in Tasmania.
What?
Are they obviously in Tasmania?
Well, Banksia Grove. I wouldn't think so. Banksia, they don't have Banksia plans. And he has got a Doug Hawkins and Sam Newman memorial signed cap.
Shit, lucky him.
What?
Lucky him.
We might have to get one for you. Now we'll ring Doug. We'll ring Doug now.
There's also another shout out with a guy, Tony from Williamstown. I think he was on our socials. He said that he's been making comments. If you want to, get onto the YouTube channel at Original Smarter Sam or Smarter Sam on YouTube, and we're documenting the journey, so you'll see
this journey, and we've had quite a few people watch it. So dial up Doug, please.
Doug.
So we're going to dial up Doug, and Doug's very popular. And Michael Christian Menswear. We'll wait till we get Doug on the line. So I should have mentioned the shout out. So here, this is the phone. Doug.
Yes, Sam.
Can you hear me? Harry.
I can hear you clear, Sam, very clear.
Good on you. I just was doing some shout-outs. There's a bloke called Jeff Tolson from Banksia Grove has a very, very proud wearer of one of your caps that you signed. You did sign them, didn't you? Yeah, I remember you getting them to sign them. And we sent them back to Michael Christian Menswear. If you want to buy the caps, or just avail yourself of one of these signature caps with the great Hawkins and my name on them, my signature on them, Mick's letting them go for the the absolutely ridiculous price of $850. How much are they, the caps? 60,
How much, Sam? How
I don't
much?
know, 69. And what are they?
But
We have no idea how much they are.
Go to the website.
Go to the website.
Check it out.
Michael Christian Menswear. And we can't, he says, michaelchristianmenswear.com says he can't keep up with, they've had 53 reruns of the people over in the sweatshops in the Philippines making them, and girls and boys of 11 and 12 are sitting there 23 hours a day stitching your name and my number onto them, and they're alongside the Nike and the Adidas apparel, which is made in the same shops. So they're going off. So if you want them, you can get them from michaelchristianmenswear.com. And I did have to mention, I don't know if you know, we had Tony Sheehan on last week, Sheehan, and Tony Sheehan got me. I don't know if have you ever heard of a crowd called Houdini Plumbing? Well,
no, I haven't, Sam. I haven't.
Well,
they disappear all the time.
Houdini, well done, Houdini. Yeah, they come in and just disappear when you want them. No, I have one of their water heaters. I called it a heat exchanger, but Tony Sheehan said it was a heat
exchanger, wasn't it?
I said it was a heat exchanger. He said it was a heat pump. That's what he said. Anyhow, they put one of these in my boat. And I must say, I'm giving Houdini Plumbing a bit of a shout out. They were very efficient. They put the thing in and got it installed, and it runs quietly. And it's he says it's good for the environment. I don't know how it could be good for the environment, but we'll take it on face value that it is. And you can fit them very easily. Sounds like a paid ad, but it's not. I've just don't worry if the heat pump packs up on this trip because I'm at Bermagui, Doug, on the way to far north Queensland. We will be giving Houdini a nice belting. But at the minute they're going beautifully, and they're very good people.
So far we've had hot water in showers, so no cold water.
It's only broken down 4 times, and we've just
the boat.
So Houdini Plumbing, they're very good people, and so we're giving a shout out to them. Now, what's going on?
Hey Sam, where are the hats being made again? Where are our hats being made?
Well, I think they're being made in Bangladesh or the Sudan, or I'm not sure where Vietnam. Yeah, just where the basic wage is £5 a month. I think that's where they're making them because Mick's getting them cheap. Okay. But that's Nike get their stuff made there as well. They get They get a pair of runners, a pair of Jordan Nikes made for. They put them together for $2.50 and sell them for $2,500 back here.
No, there's not a lot happening down here in Melbourne at the moment.
What about the football?
Well, there's not a lot happening in the footy, but I must admit there was an article there saying that they're going to change the names of our footy teams, the footy teams, to an Indigenous name. I don't mind.
I am glad you've got onto that, mate. I tell you, I don't
mind that, Sam.
You don't?
Go on.
I
don't mind for the Sir Doug Nichols.
Yep.
You know Doug Nichols? Yep.
I know of him. He was a great man.
He played for Fitzroy. A good man. Yep.
First Indigenous parliamentarian, I think. And now he's a great man. Yep. I'll tell you, the competition has been hijacked by... the competition has been sabotaged and hijacked by the Indigenous Brigade. This is absolute nonsense. It goes on and on. There is no need to call the teams by their Indigenous names. Who are we trying to patronise? We are the most... If you're trying to divide the country between race and them against us, just keep going on with all this nonsense. It is absolutely cringeworthy, and people fall over themselves to think they're being virtuous. They're being nothing more than projectionists. They're projectionists, and they're just they're mouthpieces for pomposity, it is ridiculous. And as for the welcome, I'd say, if they say they're going to, Michael Long who's a marvellous man. Michael Long is going to start
great
a walk.
Great man.
A great man, and he's asking people to go on a walk again from New South Wales or somewhere, join him for the big walk, and he says it's a walk of, I've got it here in the paper, it's a walk of unity. Well, if you want to unify the races and the Aboriginal and the white community in Australia, stop saying that we are apart. If you want to unify people, stop. And I see the AFL, Indigenous people are doing a class action to sue the AFL for racism. It just never ends. If people could just wipe the frowns off their face and get on with their life. The colour of your skin doesn't necessarily mean you haven't had adversity in your life, so could we push on with it? And most of the people complaining are highly paid sports people who live a great life and have been successful at their chosen vocation, and it's just pushed by the social elites to keep dividing the country for no reason, and to give the names of those clubs and the jumpers. It is cringeworthy.
Sam, it was amazing. I just had a copy of a friend of mine who's a mad Collingwood supporter. And most of them are mad Collingwood supporters, but he looked at the fixture thing, and they were playing Yuri Upper, and he said, who are we playing? He didn't know who they were playing, because he didn't know, obviously, the name, but I'm with you. If for the Doug Nicholls round, that's fine. I think that's okay, but not have as a permanent fixture, surely.
You cannot get more virtue signaling for people thinking they're being enlightened and, oh, look at us, aren't we smart? It is, if you want to keep dividing us, we've had a referendum about yes and no. It was soundly beaten. The no vote got up. We don't want to have a division between black people and white people and any other coloured people in this country. We want to all be called Australians. And if you keep having these plebiscites, and I see the Melbourne City Council sent out a thing to me because I'm a resident, do we want to have a reconciliation bylaw in the council minutes? How often does this go on, that we're being hijacked and the whole country is being sabotaged by nonsense?
Well, Sam, I'm hearing you. Sue, I'm hearing. Now, Sam, just can we change tack a little bit?
Please.
You're a AFL Hall of Famer.
Yes.
I'm a AFL Hall of Famer, and we're going to have disagreements and opinions about inductions into the AFL Hall of Fame. I think, Sam's about 2 weeks. Are you back from your trip in 2 weeks? Or
no, I'm not. Yeah. But why?
Right. Would you have gone? Did you go to the AFL Hall of Fame?
I've been, and I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I'm going. I'm going for the first time for a couple of years. I haven't been for a little while, and there's some inductions, and we're all going to have to debate and argue about who should be and who shouldn't be. Your opinion of Jeff Rains?
Yeah, very good player.
Calvin Templeton? Very
good player.
Tony McGuinness? Very
good. Yes. What are you getting at? They're all great players. All have been great players.
Simon Beasley, yeah. 7-time goal kicking at the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Yep. Why are you mentioning these great players?
Well, their names come to me very quickly who ain't in that Hall of Fame.
And who is this year? Who is this year?
Well, there's been a few names tossed around.
Podbean, your message amplified.
Ready to share your message with the world? Start your podcast journey with Podbean.
Podbean, the AI-powered all-in-one podcast platform.
Thousands of businesses and enterprises trust Podbean to launch their podcasts.
Use Podbean to record your podcast.
Use Podbean AI to optimize your podcast.
Use Podbean AI to turn your blog into a podcast.
Use Podbean to distribute your podcast everywhere.
Launch your podcast on Podbean today.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say it.
Oh, you're not? Who's tossed them around? Is this not public knowledge?
No, it's not.
Oh, so you're privy to some private information?
Yes, Sam. But
but what?
I'm just not quite prepared to go down the track. But you'll be surprised, you will be shocked by one or two inclusions
So you
ahead of these 4 names that we talked about.
Yes, so you couldn't, Doug, just say there is speculation that so-and-so and so-and-so. You couldn't just get around it that way by saying there is speculation I have heard from other reliable sources. No, you couldn't say that.
No, I couldn't.
Is it...
Are
any of them immigrants? Are any of them immigrants from Italy or from Europe, or are they people that you wouldn't generally? They'll just give a leg up because they come from a certain area in the country or the world, or indigenous names there that are going to
probably
get
not.
No.
You ever, Sam? You know I like to sit on the fence.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you? You know that.
Well, don't give us who do you think might be getting a nod, and I'll tell you if they deserve it or not.
I don't think they. Sorry.
You tell me who you thought.
Are we still on air?
You just at the minute we are. You tell me who you thought there was a chat about, and I'll tell you if it'd be well deserved. Are they all men for a start? Yeah, no women.
Well,
are they?
I think they are. They are. They're all men.
Yeah, they haven't
We
elevated a woman into the Hall of Fame, have they?
No, not yet.
Right,
not
no,
yet.
not
not
yet.
yet.
So
not yet.
give us a name.
Well, what's that?
Hey, Dougie, I'll actually cut. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then I can put it back on. Then you can just say to Sam now. Is that all right?
No. Listen, I'm too smart for that, Sue. You don't. I don't fall into that sort of. I don't fall into that.
Well, give us his initials.
It's SN.
Who?
Sam Newman. Are you in it?
SN. SN.
SN.
SM.
No, I started something I probably shouldn't have, but
well, Doug.
Let's just wait. Just wait for. I'm a bit reluctant. I'm very reluctant. Sam.
Doug, can I tell you something?
Yes.
If you're not going to tell us the name, this
will
whole
be my last
discussion,
time. This is my last time.
If you're not going to tell us a name, this whole discussion for 10 minutes has been fucking redundant. There's been no point having it.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Now, this is what I heard.
Yes, of course it is.
Allegedly.
Now, allegedly, a young boy called Travis Barco.
What?
Now, what did you say? Who?
Oh, I said what?
Who?
Yeah, Travis.
No. He's a young fellow who played at Collingwood and Geelong.
Travis, what's his name?
Varco.
Oh, yeah, Varco. Let me.
Now, he played at Geelong Your Mob. He played at Your Mob in a couple of premierships and all that.
We're going to look him up. I'm going to look up his
stats.
Yeah,
you look him up. Look up his stats and all that. Now, this is not against this kid at all.
Not at all. No, it's not. No, we will make that point.
But in my opinion, if this is correct, I just heard this whisper yesterday. If this is correct, I think to myself that guys that have retired beforehand, way beforehand, I've got a feeling he might be only 5 or 6 years out of the game, Travis. And by the way, Travis is at the Bulldogs now. He's an assistant coach at the Dogs and doing a fine job. Fantastic.
Says
but
here.
I think Raines, Templeton, McGuinness, Beasley, just off the top of my head, should be worthy before young Travis Varco.
So Travis has played 230 games, 138 for Geelong, 92 for Collingwood. Are you saying is it the Western Bulldogs?
He's at the Western Bulldogs, Sam, as a
he's not playing.
Assistant coach. No, he's not playing. He's assistant coach.
And now, when did he get out of the game? When did he get out of the game?
I reckon he got out of. Did it say in your thing? I don't know when he got out of the game. But
he played. He played from He stopped in 2020 at Collingwood.
2020 at Collingwood.
Yeah.
So that's the 5 year.
Yeah,
you're eligible. If you're out for 4 or 5, Sam, you're eligible to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And Trav's got a gig, you reckon?
Well, I heard he did, and
as opposed to those other boys,
ahead of Raines.
Yeah, you sure?
Sorry?
No, surely Templeton and Raines and all those they're Hall of Famers. Beasley's surely a Hall of Famer.
No, they're not, Sam.
No, I'm disputing that. That is, I'm just saying you're wrong.
230 games. Yeah. No. Well, tell what we'll do.
Yep.
If this mail's right,
Yep.
And I'll say it one more time. This is nothing against Travis Boko, what personally or anything.
I couldn't
But
agree
if
with you
he's a
more.
better player, if he's a better player than Reigns, Templeton, who had a 5-year patch, Sam, where one-on-one you couldn't beat him, you couldn't go near him, and Beasley kicked 7 goals, goal kicking at the Bulldogs year by 7 years in a row. And Tony McGuinness played 100 games with 3 clubs, won a McGarry medal at 18, won 3 best and fairest, 5-time All-Australian.
No, Doug, it's not.
If he's individually...
It's not to say, Doug, I agree with you. It's not to say that he might be, it's not to say he's not as good a player or they're not as good a players as Travis Barker, who is a very good player. It's the fact that he's been, he fast-tracked into the Hall of Fame for a absolute virtuous signalling reason. And it is ridiculous. And as I say, nothing to do with the lad. He's probably a very good footballer, as good as those people that you mentioned, but it's the fact that he's fast-tracked for effect. It's just his projection, and the competition is falling over itself to make sure that everyone has to
John Newman
put up with this patronising crap. Eh?
How long did you have to wait, Sam? How long did you have to wait to get inducted?
I finished in 1980 and got inducted in 2002 with Jason
so you
Dunstall.
Waited 22. Yeah.
Yep. No,
he's going to be inducted as a legend.
So he has been. Yeah. So he's
going to be on a couple of weeks. Yeah.
So that is the point. It's nothing to do with the quality of the boy playing. It's just to do with the fact that it's just a political. It's just a virtuous decision to show, oh, wow, look, aren't we enlightened, and we're giving a leg up to people who don't need a leg up. We are all Australians and we're all doing well. And what's his name? Travis Barker. What's his name?
Travis Barker.
Sorry?
Travis.
Barker.
Travis Barker.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, I just couldn't think of his first name.
What?
Travis Barker. Is it? Yeah. Travis, no. Travis.
Sam, I'll say it one more time. These blokes who have been retired now for a long time, Reigns, Templeton, Beasley and McGuinness, just to come to the top of my head, who I think should be inducted in, who've been waiting their time for a young bloke who's played 200-odd games and waited, no time to be inducted in. It's not. I don't think it's right.
The competition has been hijacked by the virtuous for no reason, just other than people, just the social elites trying to placate their whiteness. It's just pathetic. We are all Australians, and you keep telling people that we're going to do this and that, and we're having these days and these marches and these parades and these. All you do is just divide people. We had a referendum about it, and we all just want to be one people and not divided by race.
Sam, let me say this too. I'm not saying anything about Varco's race or anything like that. I'm talking about his football ability and the timing before these 4 boys that I mentioned. It's just bullshit. On his football-only ability with these 4 guys I touched on is just rubbish.
It is. It's about,
and it's not against the kid. Not against the kid.
No, it's not against the kid, but it is about race, Doug. That's exactly what it's about. No, you can't justify someone being out of the game for that period of time ahead of all those boys that you mentioned and the legendary time that people have to wait. It is just a political, virtuous decision to make us look squeaky clean and it's just.
I wait 10 years, Sam. I waited 10 years to be inducted, and that's okay. There was obviously guys before me who had played before me who should be inducted, and they were, and rightly so. But I just see where a guy who's played 200 games after serving his 4 years out goes in before the names that we touched on.
Yes.
I just think it's just bullshit. It's not right. That's just my opinion. That's all. And I may be wrong, Sam. I may have got the wrong mail. We might be talking about this and it's all bullshit. I don't know. So
yes, that'd be.
We'll find out.
That'd be an unfortunate discussion we're having if it's bullshit, Doug, because we'll say, we'll take all that back, which has got nothing to do with the boy. He's a great footballer, but ridiculous that he gets the nod if he does, Doug. And if he hasn't got the nod, you'll be the first person I ring to say, what the fuck are you talking about, Doug?
Sue, can you just cut that last 10 minutes off, Sue?
But it was such an honour, isn't it? Such an honour to get into a Hall of Fame or something. And you waited 10 years. It doesn't matter how long you wait to get into it. It's so prestigious. Once they start doing this and start undermining the values of what a Hall of Fame is, it sort of belittles what we held at high esteem.
I've got two questions for you, Doug. I've got a feeling.
Yes, Sam.
I just want your opinion on one, and
Right.
After all that, you still want his opinion.
Geez, it took hard to get me opinion anyway.
Are you interested in Formula One motorsport?
Not really.
No, good. Well, that's good. Well, then they had a race. They have it every year in Monaco. I call it Monaco. Everyone calls it Monaco. I spoke to the bloke who was the aide de camp of Monaco, and he said it is pronounced Monaco. So that's good enough for me. So they have a Grand Prix they just had it on the weekend. The most ridiculous, uncompetitive race. I don't know why they do it. If you start off on the grid number 1 and you are number 2 on the grid and you're number 3 and it goes down to 19, that's exactly the positions you finish in because no one can pass. It's a short track and it just is a procession. I don't know why they have it now. So that's just an observation from a car enthusiast, which the Grand Prix leaves a lot to be desired. The lead up is fantastic. The race is an anticlimax. Now, I want you to ask you this, Doug. This is not necessarily a loaded question because I'm not sure of the answer. Yep. I watched people tasting wine. I know this is a long wine tasters.
What's this got to do with Formula One, Sam?
No, we've got over the Formula One.
We moved. What about the boy from Australia, Sam? Oscar Protractus. What's his name?
Protractor. The Oscar Protractor. Yeah, Oscar. Geez, I can't. Piastri.
What's his name?
Protractor. Piastri. Yeah.
I couldn't pronounce that. Sorry.
Patisserie. Well, he finished second in qualifying. He finished second in qualifying and finished second in the race. Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, he's
Pasty.
Patisserie.
Pasty.
Protractory. Oscar.
We lost where we were going. Where are we going?
Oscar participant.
What about the wine? Tell me about the wine.
Well, so I was watching wine tasters. Now they glasses of wine. Wine glasses have stems on them. You know, stems.
Yes, correct. Yep.
They're not just tumblers. They have stems.
Yep.
What my contention is? What do you think the stem? Why do wine glasses have stems on them? Do you think?
No idea. No idea.
Because you're meant to hold the wine glass.
You can hold the stem.
Yes, you're meant to hold the glass by the stem and not wrap your hand around the actual the body of the container.
The body of it,
so your hand doesn't warm the wine if it's white wine, or it doesn't make it more than room temperature if it's red wine. How many people have no idea how to drink wine, Doug? I know you drank a fair bit in your time, but you just drink it out of a flagon, out of a cask. You goonbag it. You just put it up. You gunshot it up at the gob and just go bang. But if you watch people, the hoi polloi most people have no idea what the stem is for. You've got to hold the glass by the stem, not by the bowl or the body of the glass.
Well, you don't drink wine, Sam. You're not a wine drinker.
No, but I've never been to the moon, Doug, either, but I know it's there. So I don't have to drink wine to know that people, they're just bogans. They just hang on to, everyone does it, even the bloody landed gentry. I don't know why I brought that up. I thought those people are telling how to drink wine have no idea how to hold the glass. Isn't that amazing, the things that go through in your mind?
Why would you bring that up, Sam? Why would you do that?
There's these little things in his little pea brain that actually just pisses him off. It's got nothing to do with it. He doesn't even drink wine, so it's got nothing to do with it, but it just annoys the hell out of him that someone would do that.
Now I'm going to.
How are you two going, Sue, on the boat trip together? You getting sick of each other yet? You
Oh,
two
just
there?
dandy. Just mighty dandy.
Just dandy. Yeah. We've only been going a day and a half. I've had a gutful.
Put that concrete back. Sue, don't chuck him over yet. Go on.
And I was just going to mention I was speaking to Ian Cook from I Cook Foods, who was rorted by the
Cookie.
Victorian government.
What?
Cookie, you call him. You call him
Found
Cookie.
a slug. Cookie.
Cookie boy.
They found a slug in the corner, Sam.
Hello, Cookie boy.
What a joke that was. Well, Cookie, I'll call him Cookie.
Yeah, well,
They found a slug, which they put there, by the way.
they did.
It cost him his business. What a joke.
That's right, and he's taken them. It's been court case been going for 6 years. They are absolutely guilty of fraud and corruption, and he's pushing on. They hope that they will outlast him money-wise, but I don't know if we. It is a disgrace. So I'm just giving a shout out to Ian Cook because he's done it tough, and he Cookie boy, he's done it tough. And I want to mention another person who is probably the man of the century, and I don't care how this goes over. You want to see what they're doing to Donald Trump. He is an absolute marvel, that man. He's put up with the most corrupt and dishonest campaign that's been orchestrated by the disgraceful man they call the president, a man who's got mentally impaired, a babbling, bumbling, stammering, dribbling, farting clown with incontinence, and they're asking us to take the United States seriously. And if he doesn't become the president next, that's Biden. They got that other fuckwit, Kamala Harris. She is. You can't believe that Harris and Biden are running a ticket against Trump, who is fantastic. He has got the whole country nearly the whole country, and that's 50% of it, because they're the people that do elections.
Well,
and they've tried to put him in jail. They've tried to bankrupt him. They've gone his family. They are an absolute disgrace, and we should be embarrassed to call the United States our allies.
Sam, and the judge is a part of the Biden clan. The judge is looking in that case now. And you know why Biden's taken on a debate with Trump? They reckon that Trump is going to get locked up, and then Biden won't have to do it because you're right. If Biden is... Sam, he got up the other day with his wife, and he said, it's great to be here. And then he looked at her and said, where are we? He didn't know where he was. And she said, Pennsylvania. He said, we're in Pennsylvania. He didn't know where he was. Yeah.
He is a marauding, bumbling, dishonest, farting fuckwit. And why he is a crook, and why the American press back him and cover for him is beyond. He is the laughing stock of the world. And I'm telling you, Trump would be the man of the century. He is fantastic, that man, what he's had to put up with. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
And Sam, when he was in charge, we had no war. We had no wars anywhere. There was no issues anywhere when Trump was in charge. And since Biden's taken over, we've got fucking wars everywhere. Anyway. Haven't we? We've got wars everywhere. There's fucking people fighting. We don't even know half the fights that are going on.
We don't.
We had the great Penny Wong tell Israel to seek attack on, tell them to stop Israel to attacking people. Penny. They're not going to listen to Penny, are they? Surely, are they? Israel's not going to listen to Penny, are they? Or
no,
she's probably going to hope that they have the penny drop on them.
Well done, sir. Yeah. No, I don't think the Israelis would be listening to someone with the surname. No. I don't think the Israelis would be listening to someone with the surname of Wong.
Wong Wei.
Yeah, Wong Kong. All right, Doug. Now this has been enlightening.
Sam, we on air? Are we still on air?
I think so. Hopefully.
I was down at Devonport, and in the same town was Dane Swan, who was playing football for a club, and Brendan Favola. Yes. They go down and they hawk their talents around to the clubs that'll pay them.
How much, Sam, do they charge? You know?
I don't know, Doug.
$1.50.
What?
I've got a mate called James Wiggins down there who runs the show for them down there.
Yeah, Jim Wiggins, eh?
Jim Wiggins, $2,000 a game. That's rubbish, but anyway.
That is rubbish. That's what Jim would be taking. And so I was. The reason I said this is what did I say? Oh yeah. So I went and saw Fev just while I was down there at a speaking engagement. I thought I'd go down for the first half and saw him play. Yep. There was, I reckon, probably 2,500 people there watching. And North Melbourne.
Customers, Sam?
What?
Paying customers?
Well, I didn't examine the books, Doug, on the way in. I just was part of a reasonable gathering. I don't know if anyone paid, but
all right.
I'll get in touch with the accountant after this and ask him, did anyone fucking pay? But the point of it saying is, I reckon there was 2,000 people there at least.
Yeah.
And down the road in Hobart, is it Hobart? North Melbourne were playing, who were they playing? Port Adelaide, were they?
Port Adelaide, yeah, they played Port.
How many people? Yeah. There was 4,000 people there. There was nearly as many went to watch Fev, and Dane Swan had a big crowd at his game, than went to watch the AFL game down in Hobart.
Did they get a kick, Sam? Did they get a kick, them boys?
They did get a kick. No, Dane brained them, and Fev was just the focal point.
I think Dane kicked about 5 goals.
He did. He kicked 5 goals, and
blitzed it.
So they don't hawk themselves, but they get hawk. No hawk. They go all around Australia playing for sides and lifting the coffers of those clubs. So they are great ambassadors. Yeah, on the field anyhow. After it, they give it a fair nudge, and but after, they
give it a knack, right?
All right, now Doug, it's been fantastic. I don't know who have we belted. We've belted just about everyone, but we only speak as most people agree with us, and we are probably the most. You'll love this. We're probably the most non-racist people, because we just want to be one. We don't want to be segregated and have it rammed down our throat that we have to be welcome to our country, that we're second-class citizens. It is just so pathetic, and you can see the cow eyes of the people who institute all these programs and things, and you think they're just doing it because they're apologising for their own white supremacy. It's pathetic. And I hope Michael Long's walk is a great success, because he's a very good man. And if it's for unity, and bringing people together and not segregating people by race, then we encourage people to join him, but only if it's on that basis.
Is that it?
What would you like to do? Anything?
No, I might do. I go back to my latte, Sam, here at the Bacchus Mast Plaza, with my great mate Rob McPherson, who I played with at the Bulldogs. Remember Rod?
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but he's not happy about it.
I just got to say, tell him you think Mr. Varco's about to get in.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I tell you what, Doug, if he's not nominated, I'm coming round. I'm going to burn your house down.
You can't have made a corrugated
Garrigated Cora. Yeah.
Go on.
All right, mate.
Glenn James said that one day. Glenn James said that to Jacko one day, yeah.
He did?
Go on.
I had a message from Jacko yesterday. I'm going to ring him up after
How is
this.
he? How is
I don't
Mark?
know. I haven't spoken to him for a long time. And if you want one of Doug's signature hats from Michael Christian Menswear, I think the young boys making them are up now. They've had an hour's break out of the 24 hours they're up, so they're stitching them together as we speak. So thank you very much, Doug, and all the best.
See you soon. Have a safe trip. See you, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.